Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. Of course, I'm Denise. Hey! Today I'm going to read on Robert Mueller. I had read on Rod Rosenstein, and somewhere along in the reading I had the idea to look at Mueller if you guys were interested, and many of you are, so I'm going to read on him today. So let me drop the camera down and get started. Okay, so I decided to use the Light Seers Tarot, and I'm actually wanting to know more about the past. Since I've tuned into him deeply, it feels like, and I think we all want to know, like what really happened, how it went for him. So I'm not going to, well, actually I will. I'll do a couple cards on his karma that he brought into this lifetime, but then the rest of it, I want to see what the process really was for him in, his investigation as, he was appointed by Rod Rosenstein, of course, as the special counsel that oversaw the investigation into, Russian interference. And was he blocked from even looking at collusion, Donald John Trump's collusion with Russia? I mean, I don't know. To me, it takes no psychic mojo whatsoever to see that of course Trump had something going on, because remember the photo of that happened like right after Trump was the day after he was inaugurated. He brought in, what was his name, like Sergei Kislyak and some other guy, Lavrov, I don't know, I forget. But those two guys just, yucking it up, laughing, and again, the bloviating hot air of Donald John Trump with these two Russian I think one was an ambassador. I don't know. You guys clue me in. I forget. Set me straight on who those people actually were. But I will never forget that photograph. Like that right there. It just, they say that there's a million words in a photograph or more than that. But yeah, definitely. That was it for me. Okay, so Mueller. So Robert Swan Mueller. So karma, past life karma here. I'm going to do it a little differently today. Okay. And then how it went for him in his endeavor to, create the Mueller report. What was going on? Okay, and I'll talk you through all these cards when we get there. So this is more the past. Let's look at presently how he's feeling about how it went for him, and maybe how he wishes it could have gone differently, if that's the case. I don't know. And then I'll do 4 cards over here for, besides him, I mean, we're not going to be looking at his political future and his personal future. I kind of feel like let's just back out of that and let him have his space. But I want to see the longevity and the information that will come out about his report in the future. Okay. I'm doing this totally backwards. You guys who've been with me for day one, you're probably cracking up like, what is this woman doing? Okay. So currently not in his life, I still feel like staying like out of his space, personal space, but currently the forces that have, maybe have been set in motion because of the Mueller report, Like, what's going on with that? The Mueller report itself. Yeah, injustice, absolutely. And the biggest challenge about the Mueller report. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, so now I ended with these, but I'm going to start with these two cards. So, of course, with the justice reversed, it is literally an injustice. We know that. Justice was not able to be served. And obviously, again, this doesn't take anyone with any psychic powers or intuition. This is logical reasoning, deduction that tells us that that he was hamstrung. The Mueller report was hamstrung by Bill Barr from the get-go. And Robert Mueller, even though I'm not, like tuning into his personal space, I'm kind of like out inside the bigger picture because, of course, he was he was hired, but underneath this veil of what could be justice was actually corruption and deception. This is Bill Barr. This is Bill Barr. Okay. And his biggest challenge was with the Ace of Wands is that he really, really, really wanted to, to bring out more. He, so much came through, obviously. So he was, because of Bill Barr, he was rejected. And he was, his opportunity to bring it all out was just stifled, completely stifled. But the karma that he brought in this lifetime to heal was the Knight of Wands. So it was to, and this is a perfect Leo card, and he is a Leo. It was for him to like follow the beat of his own drum. It was to be confident on his, this new journey of his new lifetime. And then, of course, with the Nine of Wands, I think was he? I'm pretty sure he was in the Marines. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was the Marines. Yeah, I think so. And so this would have that place where he decided to put his power into defense, into intelligence, even intelligence. And then with this Nine of Wands here, I feel like he had a lot of courage and determination and strength, even though he was in adversity. These two cards here to me spell out tremendous courage. Courage, courage, courage. And, he may have had an ongoing battle, but he did his best. Definitely did his best. I feel like he had some setbacks, but he still did his best. And he persevered, and he definitely had, that one of the key words with the Nine of Wands I always remember is resilience. Resilience. You have a barrier of, you have structure that you've created to defend yourself, but you're always willing to go that extra, whatever it is, to go further. Okay, so, but in the past, when it came to the Mueller report, well, he thought he had teamwork, and he did, but he was completely limited. With the Three of Pentacles, of course he had teamwork, of course he had a staff, of course he had, this is him and his competence, it's not reversed. He was very, very competent, and he planned it all out, and he was very, again, dedicated. Dedication right here again. But the Page of Pentacles reversed coming through tells me a completely different story. It tells me that he wasn't able to get the news out. He wasn't able to get the report out the way he wanted to. It's just so unfortunate. But then again, you know, I mean, he could have. See, that's a problem. He's too much of a warrior for the cause. And his karma is to come in and follow the beat of his own drum. But he didn't. He succumbed to the department. But maybe he didn't know. I think he probably, I honestly feel like he did not know that Bill Barr was going to betray him, and even Rod Rosenstein. And the whole, Office of Legal Counsel, the OLC, and their guidelines of you can't indict a sitting president. What a crock. Like how else do you keep an autocratic dictator-like type of person from coming in if you can't call them out on their abuse of power? So, but back to this Page of Pentacles. I feel like he was really, really disappointed. Every time he got together with his team, every time he met, he kept being restricted and held back. And he was, delayed, like the impetus of the brilliance that was being discovered. Because he went down some rabbit holes, right? Opened some can of worms and found intelligence. Because, at the end, he sat there and said, Russia is continually invading our cyberspace. Basically, he said something to that effect. So his message was held back, held back, held back, held back. And his efforts were literally wasted because of Bill Barr. Okay, but so currently, what's going on because of, what we know about the Mueller report, what is it, Volume 5 of the Senate Intel report on the Mueller report has been released, and more redactions have been lifted. Of course, not all of them, but more of them have been lifted. And so now there's some new ambition. There's some new drive. There's a new goal. There's a new, I heard, driving force because of the injustice. And something's going to come out. Something will come out. There will be victory that happens because of the Mueller report. He will be recognized. There will be some achievement, and he will even have, some fame. So I think he did the best job he could. We know now that there definitely was collusion. We absolutely know it for sure. So the future of the longevity, the future of the Mueller report itself, well, with the Ten of Wands reversed, that tells us that there's some, there was some, that burden that was placed on the report and on himself that was very unfair. But it can also indicate some relief. And this, with the Six of Cups, is all about the past. So there's some relief as to do with the past. But I think also news that comes out that has to do with how held back he was as to looking into the past. And it will continue to live on. It will continue to move forward and live on with this Knight of Pentacles here, especially in combo here with the Six of Cups, because this card is about recovery and healing and reunion. And the Knight of Pentacles is about, just plodding along, keep working on it, because someday it's going to all come through. This is a card of persistence and loyalty. And then with the Six of Pentacles reversed, it shows the abuse that, because you can see like pushing down this abuse of power. And the strings that were this giving to get, like strings attached. And the inequality that comes with when giving and receiving is not equal, there's no equality, there's inequality. And sometimes this is a card that comes through for, scammers. So Bill Barr and his scams, even though they worked hard and they were loyal to it, but then we had these scams going on because of Trump and his loyal cronies. Why else would they be loyal? I'm sorry, what am I saying? Why else would they be loyal to Trump? Because they were beholden to Russian oligarchs themselves. Who knows how many of them? We know for sure there were 15 of them. There were 8 that visited Russia on July 4th in 2018. And many of you have dropped those names into my comments many times before. I counted up 15 that went in total. That there was an extra 7 that hadn't been discovered. But I just remember it was like Thune. McCarthy, I don't want to just drop names in that aren't right, so I'm going to leave it to you guys to look it up because it was so long ago. I mean, we're talking almost 3 years ago. But that's it, it's this collusion, it's this giving to get, it's the strings attached, and that's going to come out little by little, information. We can look at each one of these pentacles as being, pieces of information that comes out. Where before it was held back. Of course, because of people who were unfaithful, absolutely unfaithful to the United States of America. This injustice. So we're talking Bill Barr. Even Rod Rosenstein's in there. I've already read on him. I've already read on Barr. You can look at those videos. But in summary, I would say that Robert Mueller did the best job he could. Persevered like a warrior. Like the brave soldier, he soldiered on. He literally soldiered on. But he was held back. He was held back by these unjust, corrupt, these corrupt individuals who were, in a position of power over him. Who knows? There could be a hidden, like, Robert Mueller report, or maybe he'll write a book. Dude, just come out, man. Write a book. Write a book. Do some interviews. Come out. Please come out. And talk about what really happened. It serves no one, for him to be silent, other than maybe, I think he's 77 or so, 77 or 78, something like that. I can't remember. And I know that it was an extreme, taxation on his body just to get it done. That may be another meaning of this card here. But he soldiered on, and there's going to be some new joy and new zest for life, some new enthusiasm for life with this Four of Cups reversed, combined with the Six of Wands, if he would just let his light shine and put it out there. That's kind of what's hanging over this injustice. maybe he needs support, because we do have the Six of Cups here, which of course has everything to do with joining forces and healing and reunions, and like going back to what happened in the past, but with, you know, all the good of the situation, and being released from the burden. Maybe there's been a burden on his soul because he hasn't been able to bring out the information, and maybe he will when he feels safe. Maybe he's afraid for he and his family's safety. There's definitely that possibility. So I don't really see any reason to I don't see any reason to do Kipper or Lenormand, you know, layer over this. I feel like his karma is pretty clear and clean, and he did the best he could. So I'm just going to close this off and say thank you for watching. Hope you guys are all doing really well. And big hugs to you. And I'm going to get it uploaded. Okay, take care. Bye.